I'm really excited about this one, I'm not gonna lie. As some of you may know, my wife and I are currently in a temporary housing situation while we are house hunting, which is its own can of worms. But the previous place we were living in for over a decade, we had exactly 0 trick-or-treaters the entire time we lived there. And it was a bummer because I love Halloween. I love decorating for Halloween. But there was no point when we had no trick-or-treaters coming, really. But right now, where we are, very much will be getting trick-or-treaters. So I get to decorate this year. I'm really excited about it. So I want to make a life-size Derpy Tiger from K-Pop Demon Hunters to have out front. And it's going to be all painted and lit up and magical. I'm really excited to get started on it. So let's go ahead and I will show you the plans I have drawn up and we can get started. All right, friends, this is what we're working with here. I sketched out the approximate silhouette of Derpy Tiger, and what I want to do is have some blue rope light on the ground in front of Derpy Tiger, in front of the silhouette, to make it look like the honmoon, so he'll be descending down into it. And then we're gonna have a fake plant pot that he knocked over. I would love to find a projector light to make sure he's all lit up. I would love to find some kind of reflective paint or some other way of making the eyes illuminated like they are in the movie. I will probably only go down to about this like midpoint on Derpy. So this will actually be the ground line just because of the limitations of the amount of plywood that I have. I'm really excited to show you all the different lights that I ordered. So let's go do that. First, I got these rope lights for the honmoon effect. Oh, Indy wants to help. Hello. Hello. And then I got this projector light. This blue fire and ice. Thank you, Indy. So the projector light is real cool. So that's the effect it gives, and I think that'll look really good as the projector up on Derpy. It has a very cool holographic kind of effect. So that's that one. And then for the rope lights, so it has a bunch of different colors. Wow, I can't believe how like exposed that is on the camera. Anyway, there's kind of this teal color for Derpy. Okay, that shows it a little bit better, but well, there we go. It has kind of a cool swirling light effect that I think will look really good for Derpy. Yeah, there we go. For the flower pot, I had a plastic terracotta colored pot that I stuck some floral foam in, and then these pink plastic flowers and leaves I just stuck in to make it look as much like the little flower pot in the movie as I could. And then the back of it has a kind of garden stake like zip tied to it so that I can stick it into the ground and then it won't roll away or blow away or anything during any weather we have. Okay, I'm not quite sure how filming this will work, but the idea is that my phone will be on the tripod looking at my board, and then there will be an overlay of the Derpy Tiger that I will then see on my iPad. I use this app called Mural Maker. It's also by the people who made DaVinci Eye in order to do this projector type system to trace my reference image of Derpy Tiger onto the plywood itself. I don't really recommend this app for a number of reasons. Like, it got the job done, but It costs like $40 a year or something. And one, I'm tired of having to pay rent on my entire life. So fortunately, you can just do like a free week trial, which is what I did, and then I just canceled it. Second part of it was I just kept getting connection error issues the entire time I was trying to use it. But anyway, yeah, the app kept crashing. It was not working great for me. As far as I could tell, I was doing everything correctly on my end. And fortunately, I did not need a very strict one-to-one copy of my reference image. I just needed like the basic lines so I knew where to paint. I was confident enough that with just looking at a reference image, I'd be able to recreate everything just fine to my standards. It's a Halloween decoration. Like, it's not gonna be that exact or anything, and that's totally fine. So I got everything traced in Sharpie so I would have an easier bold outline to follow. Then I went through and used a jigsaw for the first time. I'm very proud of myself for that, and cut out the outline of the board to the best of my ability. Afterwards, I went over the edges with a file to round out any chipped areas. I went over the back of the board and spray painted it black as a way to seal the board. It's probably gonna need a second coat of this at some point. Because the plywood was just really old and cracked, it was super dry, so it just like slurped up the paint really quickly. So eventually I'm gonna go over the back of the plywood as well as the braces and the stakes to make sure everything is fully coated and like protected from the elements. Once the braces were on, I could finally paint. I could finally get started on the fun part. I got this house paint because I knew I needed a lot of this blue, and honestly, this was way too much paint for what I needed. I probably could have just mixed up with what I had. But I wanted to make sure I had enough of the same color so that I wouldn't have to try to mix the blue multiple times and get a different shade. And from there, painting this was kind of a breeze. It was just filling in the lines with the different colors, and I had a reference image pulled up to try to match as much as I could. Really, the only difficulties I ran into with painting were that because the board was not like a perfectly smooth, flat canvas surface, it was very difficult to get like clean lines between the colors. So a lot of it kind of looked a little bit messy and sketchy. My hope was that when the time comes to go over everything with a black outline, that will be able to clean up all of the messy bits. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. It is day 2 of just painting this big boy. I've got all of the base blue colors done. What I need to do today is finish up the eyes, do Sussy Bird, all of the black filling in, and then I'm gonna go over an outline with black as well in certain areas. I don't know that I'll get to it, but the last step is gonna be doing the whiskers in like a very thin white. I'm kind of frustrated because I had ordered this special glow-in-the-dark reflective paint powder stuff that I wanted to mix in for the eye paint. It would be a really cool way to make them really reflective at night, like how they're very glowy in the movie. But the package has been lost or stolen or something. I don't know where it is. It says it was delivered, but it's never showed up, and it's been a few days now, and I'm on a deadline, and I don't think it's going to get here in time, which is a real bummer. So I'm really frustrated about that. So for now, I'm gonna just paint them flat the way I would without the glow-in-the-dark paint. And I will probably save doing a final like clear coat until after I'm able to get that glow-in-the-dark paint, if I'm able to, so that it'll all be sealed come Halloween. But for this video and for the reveal, I'm not gonna bother with doing a clear coat because I don't want to have to just like go back over that down the road. Hi, Indy. Do you want to be in camera? No. I need to throw the ball for this dog. So let's go. Does anyone else have a dog that is secretly a bunny? Because Mr. Indy loves lettuce so much. Good boy. Was that good? Was that good? Oh, excuse you. The final steps were going over everything with the black outline and then doing a couple little details like the whiskers and a few little touch-ups here and there. And with that, it is time for the reveal. All right, he is all done. Derpy Tiger and Sussy Bird are all ready to go for Halloween. I am so proud of how they turned out. I'm holding off on doing a final weatherproof coat because I haven't quite decided if I'm going to add any like fluorescent or reflective paint to the eyes or any like glitter or anything like that to the rest of the body. I was able to get in contact with the place I got my glow-in-the-dark paint stuff from, and they're going to send me a replacement because I have no idea where the original package ended up. It just got eaten by some mailbox somewhere, I think. So hopefully once I get that stuff, I will be able to do some tests to make the eyes a little bit more reflective, which I think will be super cool at night with the lights and everything. There are a few things I would definitely like to improve when I have more time. I really cut myself off on this one because I wanted to stick to my deadline to make this video. There's a squirrel directly overhead, and I'm certain it's going to start throwing things at me. You know, because I didn't have the glow-in-the-dark reflective paint, the eyes aren't quite what I wanted them to be because it is just a cheapo plywood surface. The paint isn't as smooth as I would like it to be. Oh yeah, the squirrels are throwing sticks at me now. Please don't. Yeah, you. Yeah, these leaves falling down right now, that's the squirrels doing. Anyway, I might go back over Sussy in a few areas to bring out his beak and the hat and everything because they're kind of muddied and lost right now. But honestly, for what it is, I'm super happy. It's obviously immediately recognizable. I think he's really cute. He's really derpy and sweet. I like him a lot. Given that trick-or-treaters are going to be about that far away as the camera is right now, I think it's just fine for what it is. I have a few more edges I need to clean up, but that's okay. I also can foresee myself maintaining this throughout the years and doing like paint touch-ups if anything chips or wears, and I can always add to it with more glitter and things over time if I want to do that. Man, this squirrel is just going to town ripping off sticks. Oh god. I'm being attacked. Okay, I'm gonna go inside before the squirrel actually does decide to throw things at me directly. So thank you all so very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe, that helps me out a ton. I upload every other Friday. And I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye. Can you see him? Where did he go? There he is. Can you see him? Can you see the menace? The menace that's throwing things at me? How dare you?